I determine my mental health on a fucking NBA game. That's how crazy I am. You might be wondering what I'm doing here, but I'm just giving my own personal insight on why sports in general are destructive on your mental health, depending on how you, of course, enjoy it, and also your financial health. So let's start with the beginning portion of it. So the reasons why you get into sports and enjoy this general public opinion of sports is fun, cool, amazing, the classics. But in general, let's start with the basics. So we got the NBA, for instance, which is a sport I've been enjoying. Maybe you like other sports, but in terms of personally me and probably millions of others, the NBA is a big portion of this problem. So you have the NBA, you have you. The reasons why you as a person, this is not very cool design and cool drawing, but like, you get what I mean. But as the reason why you as a person enjoy the NBA or any sports is a combination of multiple factors. First one is the motivation of belonging. So your friends, it's like peer pressure, for instance, which is it could be good and bad in both cases, but you have people like your friends also joining in. Maybe your family could be joining in. It's all those people that are also joining alongside the journey of sports entertainment. There's also another case of so you have social connections, you have motivation of belonging, you have the enjoyment of the competition, and the skill development. So in terms of your enjoyment, you as a viewer, as a person that wants to be entertained, maybe you watch gaming, you maybe watch other videos, something like that. But in general, you want to watch competition. A lot of you guys because you want to see one team beating another team, and that team that won, maybe it's a team that you as a person very much enjoy watching, and you get to get the dopamine feeling. For those Twitch viewers, another way of saying it is, let's say you're watching a Twitch streamer, very much Twitch streamer very much enjoy. It could be a woman, it could be a man, depending on your preference. But there's a term that people use for Twitch viewers are too attached to the Twitch streamers. It's called parasocial. So, somewhat on our topic, which is addiction. So let's get into why it's a general negative, such a negative idea and mindset that brings you into this destructive mental health process and stuff like that. It's a case where you have this negative thought of addiction, of course. Of course, sometimes addiction is good depending on how it's like generally it's used for bad things, but it could be used for good things if you're addicted to like staying healthy or something like that. But like in general, it's a bad thought to have. But it's like the case where you get these addiction from usually trying to belong in a community. So other people like you, fans that are in this huge group. It could be Twitter fans, it could be YouTube fans, it could be just general public, in-person fans that have these posters and everything that. But you want to belong in something important, so you might be having that might be the case of the addiction. Another case of addiction is a family situation. So you could be in a negative family environment where your friends or your family yourself, your brother, your sister, anyone you know might hate you, or they might put in your negative thoughts and negative feelings about your situation you're living in. It could be either your money, your finance, it could be like drugs that your parents take or something like that. There's a lot of these situations that you can't really control. Another feeling is the idea of creating expectation for these huge celebrities that when these expectations are met, you're in this emotional state of happiness. But when it's not met, you're in this negative thought of, oh, they can do this next time, or it could be like, oh, they didn't do it this time, but there's still this case of maybe possible next time. It's always like there's a gambling thought, like, oh yeah, it could be today, it could be tomorrow. Just you don't give up, something like that. But like in general, this style could be a good thing depending on how you use it. It could be a good thing if you like kind of work on something or work on a project that can help you in the future, financially help you in the future, mentally help you in the future. But negatively, it could also be the case where it's like, oh, you can keep watching. It might be better. It might get better. It might get better. Like, oh my God, it wasn't good today. It might be better tomorrow. Like this that kind of thought. Like you get so addicted. You get so like focused on the game that you kind of like lose track of time. You lose track of what's happening around you, and you just mentally just get distracted, completely distracted by this one thing that's gonna mentally affect you negatively and will keep negatively affecting you because you can't escape from this reality. So there's mainly three different reasons I believe, or the reasons why this huge entertainment and sports entertainment in general have become destructive on mental health. So first of all, I think the obvious is sports betting. So sports betting has become a huge issue. I feel like it's been like a huge no, it's become like much more huge compared to what it was before, because like before you have like players like Michael Jordan. Like, of course, this is not 100% the case, but like he might have just left the NBA during his prime because of gambling problems, and there's cases of like actual like gambling NBA players gambling way before this ever happened. Like it's been a case of for like such a long time. I don't know why specifically now it's become a huge issue. I guess because players are not getting caught easily, or it's easily been like advised and provided information about all of this stuff to the FBI and stuff like that. I think Adam Silver has been done like a good job so far in terms of like hiding those kind of stuff and like protecting the NBA players and everything like that. Of course, there are some you can't do illegal stuff. That's like of course it's obvious, but like there's a cases where right now gambling has become a more of a standard in the NBA and in sports in general with fantasy leagues and everything like that. But also like actual players gambling the unders or overs and then actually going towards their like if they're like gambled it if they like did it under for their fantasy stuff, they would score less points or act like they're injured and then kind of fraud the whole system, which of course is illegal. That's why people are getting caught now. But yeah, so in general, and also not just players themselves, but actual viewers, they gamble tons of money regularly as a norm. It becomes so normal that you would see like players gamble during the summer league and stuff like that, which is I don't know. I don't think you can just gamble during summer league. Maybe like pre-season stuff like that. But like in general, you see people gamble any time possible, which is crazy to think about because it hasn't become a huge topic since now. But in general, sports betting is going to be a thing forever. It's the same thing as gambling. I don't know why it's not considered it sports gambling, but I guess it is what it is. It's trying to protect the idea of sports betting, but it's not doing anything good. But in general, that's one reason. The other reason is watching it burn. So you have Twitter viewers doing the craziest things on players know what I'm talking about. But in general, you see the worst hate watches on the internet. For no reason, you hate players like people are starting to hate Wemby for some goddamn reason. Cooper Flag is being hated. He's an 18-year-old who's just doing everything he can for like this destructed and this horrible franchise that the Mavs created. And you're still people hating on like even Mavs fans are hating Cooper Flag for some goddamn reason. He's helping you. What? Why is this a hard thing to think about? Like, but in general, like people hate watch regular. Of course, it's not new. It's none of these topics are new. But you see a lot because the internet overall has become more popular and become much more easily accessible, and Twitter as a whole fan base and community has become a negative piece of shit. To be honest with you, you see a lot of people on the internet just making fun of people, making fun of players, professional players, as like a hobby. So people are making money off of it, which is very respect that. I would also do the same shit, but I can't do it right now. But I'm trying to respect the game right now. But in general, watching it burn is second one, and Comeback of Dreams. You might be confused why I put this graph. It might be a little bit confusing. It might just be a normal as graph, but like let me give you the actual reason. Win percentage. Shit. I have. Nah. This is annoying. I apologize. But win percentage graph. Let's do. Boom. Dot. Boom. Boom. Yeah, it's good. So you have this red team. Let's just say like this is the OKC was the Grizzlies. It's like OKC typically do this regularly for some goddamn reason. They come back from 20, come back with 10 points sometimes. It's just like a normal thing for them. Like last season, it was like every so often you get see matches where you get actual like they win by 20. OKC sometimes they're down by 10 by half, and then they're up by 20 at the end of the quarter or something like that. It's kind of crazy how they kind of understand the game. They can create like these runs quickly for no goddamn reason. I guess they're very consistent as a team, so I respect that. But like in general, you see these mental like you're annoyed when of course you I know actually in general comebacks. Let's say comeback. So you're down by 20 by half, and you go up by 10, or you get like a 19-2 comeback kind of thing, or maybe you think of like maybe they come back, possible. They're down by 3 points, but most of the time it's fake comebacks, usually by the Lakers or Warriors, some shit like that. But like there's a small chance that your team comes back. Like it'll be insane. Like you'll be there watching your team come back off like 20 points down. Like that'd be crazy to think about. Yeah, but you'll be the guy that does that. You're not going down your team. You're respecting your team. Your team might come back. Your team might outscore them. There's a possibility that they win. You have these thoughts like, oh my God, it might be there. It might be as close as hell. It's right there, and then they go back down by 10. Yeah, that happens. Ah, I'm actually, I'm actually so, I'm actually about to cry. It's just, it has happened to me so much times, man. Ah, okay, so yeah. You know what? Guess what? You know what comeback's actually important? Your own comeback. Come back to reality and work on yourself. Work on your mental health, work on your physical health, every single health you have. No, for doesn't make sense, but like you understand what I'm talking about. Get your finance, get your money, get your checks, get a job, get an actual life, get an actual fucking life, and do something important, do something you enjoy, not this mentally destructive sports entertainment. Do something you actually enjoy and something that will actually give you entertainment and give you joy back in your life. How about that? Thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoy. Take care. Like, subscribe, and share. And yeah. Oh, shit.